Good morning children, welcome back to English class. We have been discussing C reading from 7th unit, that is Unity in Diversity in India. So this is session 2 children. In our last class we have discussed that India is very well known for its diversity in terms of languages, way of dressing, customs, traditions and everything. Despite of these differences, we always stay united. So that is the specialty and unique feature of our country. Even so many philosophers, great historians, they failed to understand this uniformity from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. Understood children? So we'll continue the lesson today. Everybody open your textbooks, page number 215. India has many races, castes, subcastes, nationalities and communities. This one we already discussed it, right? In our last class and introduction class we have discussed this one. But the heart of India is one. So what is very important children? Heart of India is one. We are all heirs to a common and rich culture. So India is very rich in its culture and we are inheriting that from our ancestors. From one generation to another generation, we are passing it. Right? Next, our cultural heritage consists of our art and literature as they flourished centuries ago. Flourished. Flourished means existing in abundance. That means in a very large amount. Okay. So our arts, we have different arts in our country. Okay, painting, sculpture, what not. So many arts we have in our country. Along with that, even literature. Literature means we have so many great poets, authors. They wrote different poems in different languages and different writings we have. So many books, right? Next, this one started centuries ago itself. That is the main thing. Our cultural heritage serves as a bond of unity between people of different faiths and creeds. So what is connecting us? What is connecting the people? So this cultural heritage only connecting the people of different faiths and creeds. So we have different creeds and each and every creed is having its own faith, beliefs, even though this common culture only uniting us. So that is the bond of unity that exists among the people of India. Right? Next, the streams of different cultures have flowed into our subcontinent to make us what we are and what we will be. You know about our history, right children? How our civilization was started. You know very well that. So many people came to our Indian subcontinent. So why India is called as a subcontinent? You might have heard this one in your social subject. See here, India is actually, we can say, if you look at India, it is surrounded by water, three sides, right? That is one point. Another point, we have so many people from other parts in our country. So that is the main reason, and as it is the second largest populated country in the world, often it is referred as subcontinent. Right? Next, there were Dravidians in India before the coming of the Aryans, and Hinduism is a blend of the cultures of North and South. So we have read already about Dravidians and Aryans, right? How our civilization was started. So most of the people in India are Hindus. So Hinduism is a blend. That means mixture of cultures of North and South. Okay. Next, India has 150 dialects. So dialects means language in one area. So in our country, we are having 150 dialects and 22 recognized regional languages. Okay, so how many languages were recognized by the government? 22 regional languages were recognized by the government. Along with that, but Hindi, like English, has come to stay as a lingua franca of our nation. So in terms of communication among the states, mostly it will be done in Hindi and English. As Hindi is our Indian language, national language, and of course English, we use these two languages for communication among the states of India. That is called as lingua franca. From Kashmir to Kanyakumari and from Mumbai to Nagaland, Hindi is now understood and is recognized as the national language of India. Obviously, each and every person now is able to understand Hindi as it is our national language. Right, children? Next, turn the page. India has a rich cultural heritage. We are inheritors of several grand treasures in the field of music, fine arts, dance, drama, theatre and sculpture. So these are various art forms. If you look at our music, if you look at our fine arts, dance, drama, theatre, sculpture, really India is very rich in terms of these arts. We have very talented artists. All the world, rest of the world, definitely it is prizing our talent. Right? So even in the picture, there you can look at the Indians' skills. Okay. Next, our sages and seers have left behind a tradition of piety, penance, spiritual greatness, conquest of patience, etc. So our sages means wise people. We have so many wise people in our country, right? And the seers means generally some people will be having the ability to predict the future. So what is going to be happen in the nearby future, they can tell that. Okay, so here sages and seers, so they are teaching us the tradition of piety. Piety means showing or having deep respect. That means what? Mostly we Indians, we always respect others. Even there is one famous saying in English, right? Okay, give respect and take respect. We believe in that. Next, penance. So penance means voluntary punishment for doing something wrong. So we Indians will be always ready to accept our mistakes. Okay, we'll be ready to take the punishment also. So that is one of the most important quality of our Indians. Next, spiritual greatness, that means we believe in good. Next, passion, we are very much passionate. So all these are the unique qualities of Indians. Next, our scriptures are the storehouses of spiritual wisdom. Scriptures means great books written by so many great people. Okay, so those are the storehouses. That means if you take any religion, if you take any holy book, whether you take Ramayana, Bhagavad Gita, Bharatam, or else Bible, Quran, whatever it is, if you take any religious book, so there are the storehouses. That means very knowledgeable. We can get everything, right? So that type of things we have. Next, our saints aspire to the realization of the infinite. We have inherited great spiritual values, contrasted with which the materialistic progress of the West appears insignificant. See children, we have discussed this one about like materialistic and spiritual values. So spiritual values means giving importance for human beings. Okay, materialistic means just giving importance only for money and other luxurious things. We Indians believes in spirituality. We believe in humanity. We always be ready and will offer the helping hand for others. Not only that, if you take our science, they will be always wanted to have the realization of the infinity. Infinity means they always wanted to know about the God, existence of God, and what is happening to the man after the death. All those things they always wanted to try. Okay, they aspire for that. Next, the West has to learn a lot from India. See, West means here Western countries. They have to learn a lot from India. And it has now been realized when people in the United States and Europe are turning to the Indian way of life. See children, now what is happening? Actually the people from United States and Europe, they are turning to the Indian way of life. That means they are attracting towards our culture, our tradition, our way of living. They are also trying to adopt all these things. They wanted to change themselves. Right? Next, Indian yogis and maharshis, musicians and spiritual leaders have all attracted them in a big way. So who is attracting them? Why those people are attracting towards our way of life? Because of these people like yogis, maharshis, musicians and spiritual leaders. So they are attracting them in a big way. A significant move to project India's cultural unity has been the holding of festivals in India in various parts of the world. See children, if you take any other country in the world, definitely they don't have or they doesn't have these many festivals. In our country, we celebrate so many festivals that too in a very grand manner. So nowadays what is happening? Our people, they are trying to hold these uniqueness. So the people who are living in other countries, they are celebrating the festivals. So you may heard that in United States of America or Europe, or festivals like the Dasara, Diwali or Pongal, these will be celebrated in a very great manner. So even that is also one of the reason why those people are very much or highly attracting towards our culture. Okay, next, the West is fast inclining towards our spiritual values, which include meditation and contemplation, charity and love, universal brotherhood and fear of God, piety and unselfishness, control of passions and peace of mind. So here are more qualities, children. So these are also the very important traits which we have, and those were really attracted by the other countries, like meditation and contemplation. Contemplation means act of thinking deeply. Act of thinking deeply, that is called as contemplation. Next, charity and love. So universal brotherhood. So that's what we have been discussing, right? We always shows that uniqueness. Next one, control of passions and peace of mind. So all these unique qualities are making ourselves very distinguished persons from the other persons of the world. Next one, our cultural unity is further exemplified by the temples of the south of Khajuraho and the caves of Ajanta and Ellora, which are shining examples of India's proficiency in sculpture and architecture. Our music has come to enjoy worldwide popularity. So this one, in yesterday's class, previous class, we have discussed that one, right? So we have seen the pictures as well. So south and of temples of the south and of Khajuraho, the caves of Ajanta and Ellora. We have seen this one. Not only that, so these are exemplified by the proficiency in sculpture and architecture. So if you look at those temples, those pictures and all, we can understand the proficiency of Indian fine arts. Definitely, these are going to be enjoyed or already appreciated by the world. So that's how we gain the popularity among other countries in the world. Next, Indian classical music, like the Indian dances, it is built on the concept of ragas and talas. Each raga is regarded appropriate to a certain time of the day or the night. So if you take our music, which is the composition of both ragas and talas, so each and every raga and tala is having its meaning. They are representing the certain time of the day, like during the daytime or night time. Depends upon that, those have been designed. Not only that, even we can't believe the fact that we are having 250 ragas in common use in north as well as in the south. So if you take our northern music or southern music, it is consisting of 250 ragas, so which are in common use. That means those are will be generally used in music composing. Next, in the modern times, people like Ravi Shankar have taken Indian music to the West and thus bridged the gap between the music of the East and the West. So this famous person we all know, who is a famous flautist. So this is a person who was able to bridge the gap between the music of the East and West with his music. Okay, in the picture you can observe that various dance forms are given. Next one, other significant features of India's cultural unity are the variety, color and the emotional richness of its dances. So in our dance forms, we can observe different colors, not only that, emotionally richness. We express our feelings through the different emotions. The country abounds in tribal dances. So we have different tribal dances, old dances which consists of classical dances. Okay, next, throughout India, dance is regarded not merely as an accompaniment and social intercourse. So social intercourse means here how we are able to mingle with others. So these dance forms are also one of the reason. So at present, if you take our dance forms, those are being exhibited by the people in various or different countries. Right. So through the dance, what is the specialty of our Indian dances especially? They use dance as a mode of aesthetic expression, so that beauty, our artists, our dancers will be able to show that. And of course, that consists of spiritual realization. Okay, so always our dancers, especially, they are going to perform or they take these dances which are related to the mythology as well. Next, the great symbol of dance is Shiva, the cosmic dancer, depicted in sculpture and poetry as le3. So we know that, right? So Shiva is used to be believed as the god of dance. That's why he often referred as cosmic dancer. And even poetry, he'll be mentioned as le3. Okay, so it was performed in palaces and in temples. Previously, dances were used to be performed in palace and temples. The classical plays combined music and dance. Okay, so through the dance forms, even our people are able to show the tragedy as well. So tragedy means, like if you take any event that causes great suffering or destruction. So all these are the important facts. Next one, it is this kind of cultural unity running through the country that we are here to, and to which people in the West are increasingly turning now. So we are inheriting all these things from our ancestors, from one generation to another generation. Because of all these only, even the people from the Western world, all those Western countries, they are turning towards our country's culture and tradition. Of course, now it is up to younger generation to uphold this. So now it's in your hands. What are you going to do this? Whether you are going to uphold it or leave it. Okay, so it's your responsibility to just hold it tightly, and you should be able to hold this unity for the rest of the world to see and follow and emulate. So here, emulate means here imitating, and not get dazed by the superficial prosperity and material achievement of the West. Okay, so here we should not be surprised by the fact how Indians are able to be united despite of these variations or differences. And we should not be inclined towards the material achievement. We always give importance for spiritual values. So that is the last point here mentioned. And not only that, even the world where man has set foot on the moon in his quest for space travel, but finds himself isolated in his own society and community. So if you take Western countries, yes, they are developing day by day. There is a lot of development, undoubtedly. Okay, but what is missing there? Man himself, he is isolated in his own society and community. But in our country, we don't find that. Even the man at present in a position to go to the space. In his quest, he is able to go to the space and he is researching everything, but still being isolated in his own community and society, which we don't find in our country. So that's making that is showing our unity in diversity, right? So that is the lesson is about. And next, so today's homework is write glossary and summary of this lesson in your classwork. Not only this lesson, complete all the lessons classwork as soon as possible. Okay, thank you.